Rise and grind, DMV. Happy Sunday. We are waking up to a mixture of sun and clouds out there and overall chilly temperatures to start our day. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast coming up.
And this morning on DC News Now, another case of an ATM taken in Prince George's County, how the suspects were able to get away with that machine. Plus, new developments in Virginia's governor race, the new but familiar candidate entering that race. And people in the district coming together for a good time, the festivities at the DC State Fair.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It is 8 o'clock on this Sunday. Take a look at your screen. We begin with this gorgeous view over the National Cathedral in the district. The sun is out, people. Will it be warm today? Well, if you haven't been outside, it's a little on the cooler side. Brittany will have more in just a bit. But first, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on DC News Now on this Sunday. Before you head out to brunch, we have your forecast letting you know if you want to eat inside or eat outside. Brittany Ward has that answer. Brittany, I had the heat on in my car this morning.
Oh yeah, I had the heat on my car today. I'll probably go home and turn on the fireplace for the first time this season.
Brittany, you need to stop.
I was chilly.
It is not fireplace weather yet.
As soon as the weather gets like below 78 and the dew points in like the 40s, I'm cold. I get cold very, very easily. Satellite and radar is showing you, though, we are quiet across the area. Seeing those clear skies across much of the mid-Atlantic and even the northeast, but high pressure just to the west. That'll continue to dominate the weather pattern as we head through the day today. Temperature-wise, we have started to warm up from earlier this morning. A lot of our friends, especially back off to the west. We're sitting in the 40s this morning. Now we're starting to see more 50s across the area. Woodstock, though, still very chilly there. Your temperature right now struggling to get out of the 40s. 60 currently in the nation's capital. 62, though, as you head over there to Lexington Park. And highs today will really struggle to get out of the 70s. We also got a breezy winds coming out of the northwest, which is going to usher in some of that chill in the air. So keep it here, Tosin. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and when we can expect a warm up coming up in just a bit.
All right, Brittany, thank you. 8:02 is your time, and breaking this morning, 2 separate overnight shootings in the district within a couple hours. The first happened at about 10 p.m. on Pennsylvania Avenue Southeast. Then just after 11:30 p.m., police responded to another shooting on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Southwest. No word on suspects or victims at this time. If you have any information about these shootings, you're asked to contact police. And police say a woman was killed in a shooting inside an apartment in Petworth Friday night. Officers were called to Spring Road for a shooting at about 10 p.m. They say they found 33-year-old Tanisha Morris unconscious with several gunshot wounds. She died at the scene. A man was also found inside the apartment with several gunshot wounds. There's no word on his condition. There's a $25,000 reward for information leading to a conviction. In Maryland, police are searching for a suspect they say inappropriately touched a University of Maryland student. UMD police say the girl was walking along College Avenue just before 11 Friday morning when a young man, take a look at your screen, approached her and touched her. Police say the suspect ran off by a nearby bike trail. In Prince George's County, 2 people are seen on camera stealing an ATM from a Shell gas station on Livingston Road in Fort Washington. It's another case of ATMs being targeted in the county. DC News Now's Dave Laval shows us that shocking video.
Wood paneling behind me replaces the wall the crooks are said to have crashed through in order to steal the ATM. Security cameras captured the moment crooks are said to have rammed the back of their truck through the wall around 3 o'clock Saturday morning. 2 people can then be seen picking up the ATM as they took off with it. Employees told us no one in the store got hurt. This is just the latest theft of its kind around Prince George's County. County police are looking for this car wanted in connection with an attempted break-in of an ATM at the 7-Eleven on Arbor Street in Cheverly during the early morning hours of August 13th. You may also recall we told you about a stolen ATM back in March at the 7-Eleven on Racetrack Road in Bowie. Prince George's County Police have yet to respond to our phone calls and emails regarding Saturday morning's theft. In Fort Washington, Maryland, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, thank you. 8:04 is your time, and drinking water in 8 different Frederick County schools has been found to be contaminated with forever chemicals. Now the school district saying it's taking precautions to keep students safe and staff safe to reduce exposure. As a temporary solution, some schools have turned off all water fixtures like water fountains and provided purified water or bottles of water. Maryland Department of Environment released a statement saying, quote, "We will continue to work in partnership with other agencies and local governments on testing, fixing problems, and helping to fund the needed improvements." For a list of the impacted schools, you can head to our website, dcnewsnow.com. At DC News Now, we are your local election headquarters. A new but familiar name joining the race for governor in Virginia as a Republican candidate. Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears announcing her campaign earlier this week. She's the first Republican to throw her name in the hat for governor. And as she joins the race, political experts say Republicans like her, but she does have her work cut out for her. Earle-Sears and Youngkin drew major attention when they flipped a blue-leaning Virginia after Biden won the state in 2020. She made history as the first black Republican woman elected to Virginia's General Assembly and was the second woman to hold statewide office in the Commonwealth. Now, on the other side, there's also a notable name running on the Democratic ticket for Virginia governor. Abigail Spanberger could also make history as the state's first female governor. As for Sears' path in this race, political experts think it may not be as easy.
Sears will have, I think, a tough road to try to get to a kind of majority. I think that she's really strong within the Republican Party, but in a general election, it's going to be difficult for her to really make the case, particularly if there's a challenger for her in a Republican primary.
And a possible challenger for her could be Attorney General Jason Miyares, who's rumored to be considering a run for governor. Now, Miyares, in a statement on social media, says he's focused right now is on November 2024, going on to say, quote, "It is clear that we cannot allow the Democrats to seize complete control of power in Washington or in Richmond. We all need to be focused on this November's elections before even thinking about next year." And if Spanberger and Earle-Sears end up being nominees for both parties, it would be historic for Virginia. The Commonwealth has never had a female governor. And a reminder, Governor Glenn Youngkin isn't running because state term limits don't allow it. 8:07 is your time, and DC officials continuing their push to build affordable housing. Mayor Muriel Bowser says there are 3 projects in Northwest as part of the Housing in Downtown program. Bowser says DC has already met its initial goal of creating 36,000 new homes, but will continue to find ways to develop even more needed housing.
You drive down the cost of rents when you create more housing. And that is why we are so proud that we set the goal of 36,000 units. We've met the goal of 36,000 new units, and we're going to continue identifying opportunities to build more affordable housing.
The mayor also announcing money will go to 5 new and existing businesses. Officials in D.C. are helping parents know there's a program for their kid once school is done for the day. Families came out for D.C.'s 2nd annual After School in the City Resource Fair that was in Northeast. This fair connects district families with after-school programs for young people between the ages of 5 and 21. Organizers say they hope the event helps every kid in the district find their passion.
It's important to come up because you will have a wide array of after-school options to choose from. It is free.
A lot of people don't have the means to get a lot of this information or find it or even go to all the different locations that would have it. So we are truly appreciative. Thank you.
Yesterday's fair included multiple exhibits, including college and career readiness and performing arts. And staying in the district, people came together to enjoy the 15th annual DC State Fair downtown. The fair at Franklin Park highlighted DC's agricultural, culinary, and artistic talents. It was a bit rainy at the fair, but that didn't stop people from having fun. There were live performances, local food vendors, and workshops. There were also several contests, including pie eating, best chili, and best mac and cheese.